One of the most iconic maps of the Counter-Strike Source era. At its peak, this map was a phenomenon that you could find on completely packed 64-slot servers and arguably one of the most played zombie maps of its time. It was replicated with hundreds of different versions and had a huge impact on the Source mapping community. But suddenly, it just vanished. The map that defined a generation of Counter-Strike gamers completely disappeared, and so did its creator. Who is behind this masterpiece? Why did it disappear? And what secrets are still hidden inside lila panic? I dug deep in the rabbit hole to find the truth, and you will never believe what I found. Let's jump right in.
Right, let's move.
To understand this map, you need to understand Zombie Mod, where the objective was for humans to survive a zombie infection by barricading inside rooms using physics objects from the map or get to high grounds using their weapons as defense. Every round someone would be randomly infected and then they had to turn the remaining humans into zombies. If the humans managed to kill all zombies or survive, they would win the round. It was a chaotic game mod with the adrenaline kick of not knowing who would be infected. You couldn't even trust your closest friends. Zombie Mod was created as early as 2006 for Counter-Strike Source by Coldfire, who got paid $250 to make the mod. And just a few weeks after he released Zombie Mod 1.0 on his forum, the first zombie maps were born. In the beginning, these maps were quite primitive, like Dust and Dust 2 with a few modifications and some really basic zombie maps. But that was all about to change. The first ever trace of Lila Panic appears on the same Zombie Mod forum May 29th, 2006, just 18 days after Zombie Mod 1.0 was released. And at the time, the map's layout was truly revolutionary. By integrating physics objects as part of the gameplay itself, Lila changed the trajectory of Zombie Mod and set a whole new standard for zombie maps. Let's take a closer look. The level design is brilliant in its duality, where you'd have the choice to go outside and stack up with teammates in places that were hard to reach, like vehicles and containers, or if you were the ultimate final Giga Chat boss, you would get on the roof by pushing a vending machine just in the right position. The other distinct part of the map is the underground area, which is almost like a maze filled with a bunch of small rooms. If you ever played this, you know why the map is called Panic, as everyone is yelling at each other, trying to stack the physics objects on top of each other in a perfect barricade. This entire underground area is made out of just two textures, which creates the iconic color combo that you instantly recognize as Lila Panic. These textures are originally from the containers of CS Assault. Lila Panic introduced a whole new type of versatile and unpredictable gameplay, and with big servers constantly putting the map in rotation, it quickly grew to be the zombie map, the symbol of Zombie Mod itself. So, why did it disappear? Why is no one playing it anymore? The decline of this map is tied to the demise of the entire Zombie Mod community. One factor that contributed to the downfall was greed. Server administrators started introducing pay-to-win mechanics such as infinite ammo, double jumps, and speed modifications, giving paying players unfair advantages. Another big reason was when Coldfire stopped developing the mod in 2010 as he went to the jungle of South America. Slowly, it would be replaced by a similar mod named Zombie Escape, which almost served as an evolution of the classic Zombie Mod formula. Here, the maps will be massive, with different levels being unlocked as you progress while escaping the zombies. This intrigued players as the maps are almost full campaigns, and the entire human team needs to collaborate.
Try not to get hit by the lasers.
With protecting each other, solving puzzles, and following orders from appointed leaders.
We're just gonna farm money. Everyone back, everyone back. Don't go down the ramp all the way. There's going to be 3 sets of turtles that go back and forth. Just wait for the 3 sets of turtles.
Zombie players got tired of camping in barricaded rooms, holding the left mouse button, and wanted to chase the dopamine hits from narrow escapes, surviving just in the last minutes in crazy boss fights.
Get on the bridge, get on the bridge, get on the bridge. Avoid the laser.
And the Zombie Escape mod is still alive today in CS2. Now, to the most important part. Who created Lila Panic? The obvious answer is Lila, right? But the deeper I dug, the stranger things got, because out of all the places you can find information about source maps, there were only dead ends, and it felt like I was chasing a ghost. Until I found the original file's metadata, a hidden buried signature in the map's root code, and it wasn't Lila. It was something completely different, something that changes everything. It's Lil A. Okay, I actually found it by just reading the huge signature over there. And luckily, I had a few results on Lil A on Game Banana. Standards remarkable gameplay from a Lil A map. Lil A, aka Ghostface, submitted by a guy named GGODD2. And the description says, well, here it is, Lila's last map unless he returns. But until then, thank you Lila for so many wonderful maps. And all of us at GHS miss you. So here is Blue Town in memory of Lila. It was finished by Chode and GGODD2. So this is Lil A's last map. Let's check it out. There it is again. Ghostface, aka Lil A. This guy had a double pseudonym. Let's see if you find anything else here. There's something strange about playing someone's last ever Counter-Strike map. I don't even know if he's alive. Of course it has an underground with some interesting rooms, but unfortunately there's nothing left to find here. But I was able to find GGODD2 on Steam. I added him and left a message on his profile page, and then I waited. This could take weeks or months, but just 5 minutes later, he answered. If you'd enjoyed the video so far, please support the channel by leaving a like and subscribe. Thank you. Now, this guy seemed to be connected to Lil A. I'm just going to call him GOD. And it turns out he's a Source 1 map-making legend with a lot of famous Counter-Strike and TF2 maps to his name. He is behind the acclaimed TF2 map CP Orange X3, which has an interesting story of its own. GOD explains that his clan, GHS, was working closely with Coldfire and they got access to new versions of the zombie mod before they were even released. When ZM Lila Panic was released, GHS was impressed with the map so much that they asked Lil A to join them, and he did. The following months they worked on a lot of maps together until one day, Lil A just suddenly said goodbye and left his legacy in the hands of GHS. He would never return. And GOD himself hasn't spoken with him for almost 2 decades. He told me that Lil A was most likely American, but he couldn't be 100% certain. I went back into Game Banana searching for answers, and it turned out that Lil A didn't have a profile there. I started reading forum posts and comments until I stumbled upon something interesting. By username Moonlight, who says, I am the only one who had permissions to port and release maps from Lil A from himself. And luckily there was a link to zombienetwork.net and they have a Discord where I was able to find this person. Do you know Lil A, the creator of the legendary CM Lila Panic map? No, he stopped mapping a short time after the release of Zombie mod. You wouldn't by chance have a way of contacting him? Nope, but you should ask Coldfire. And so the cycle was complete. Did the creator of Zombie mod really know Lil A? Luckily, he was also on the Zombie Network Discord, and it was time to find out. Do you know Lil A? Not for 20 years. But then he sent a link to the first time Lila Panic was released. This map is created by Lila aka Ghostface and an email address nbkghostface. And look who answered, Lil A, 89. He's working on a Christmas map. Holla at your boy at nbkghostface or Lil4 at xfire. The email address just gave me a hard bounce. It was unable to receive email. And xfire just doesn't exist anymore. There were other interesting findings as well. On the GHS Steam group, I got a few results on Lil A, but the first was German and the other was named Owen. But when I tried Ghostface, I found a user that is a good candidate, Adam. And I found a Twitch user, NBK Ghostface, the same as the email address. I reached out to both of these, but they seem inactive and there hasn't been any response. As much as I would love to speak with Lil A, in the end I had to realize that he just doesn't want to be found. So thank you Lil A for all the memories of this legendary map. Guys, let me know in the comments your favorite zombie memory. Shout out Duck Dealer for letting me use your music throughout this video. Thank you to GOD, Moonlight and Coldfire for elaborating on the story. And thank you for watching. Peace out.